Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, and of course, with me once again is Amazing Gamer.
Hello, everyone.
Go ahead and tell them what we're reviewing now.
Today, folks, we are reviewing my favorite of the Jurassic World movies, and is also the second to last movie of the entire franchise of Jurassic Park and World.
Right.
It is Fallen Kingdom.
That's right. And I had to let you do the introduction of this because everything that you said, yeah, I was expecting, yeah, and because this is Amazing Gamer's favorite. Isn't it? It's basically your favorite in the franchise.
Yeah, all-time favorite, definitely, because
Okay.
everything this movie does is just so fun.
Okay, yeah. All right. So again, yeah, you heard it right there from Amazing Gamer. So, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. This it did take just a few years until the next one would come out, and of course it came out in 2018. Because this actually, of course, it takes place just it takes place a couple years after, of course, the events of Jurassic World, and I forget, what is going on between, Owen and Clara during this time?
During this time, Owen and Claire, even though they were together by the end of the first movie, in this movie they had separated, and the conversation that happens between them in a bar is just absolutely hilarious, because the parallels between the points of views of who left who is just totally something a broken up couple would say.
Yeah, that's true. And also, what's great too, he does show up a few times in this, not actually with the main characters in this film, but he's just there in court. Basically, we get the appearance of Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum.
Indeed, indeed. One thing that was weird about this movie that always stuck out like a sore thumb to me was the marketing that built him up as a main character in the movie, when in
Yeah,
reality he only appears in for like 5 minutes, which is really weird.
at the beginning and at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is until when he does appear in returns in Dominion, so he'll have a big role. And so yeah, so with Ian Malcolm's appearance, also new characters from Zia and Franklin. Like, what do we have to say on those two?
Zia and Franklin are. They were the comedic relief, especially Franklin of this movie. I know
Yeah,
the actor of Franklin from the Detective Pikachu movie, and I loved him in that. I don't know
me.
if that came out after this or before it.
It
I
came
think it
out.
came.
I think it did. It did come out a year after Fallen Kingdom, definitely.
Yeah, it did. But I do remember seeing him in both movies, and both times he made me laugh. And I really imagine myself acting like him in the situation. Like, as soon as they're going onto the island in the truck, he's just putting bug spray on his arms, like, and offering them to the army. Anyone want bug spray? No? Bug spray?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I vaguely remember that, definitely. And also, because this time, I get, this guy, he was friends with John Hammond, as I recall. And of course, it's established in the film. And not to mention, we get the return of John Hammond's mansion, and with that portrait of John Hammond as well. And a nice tribute there, and the bit of the classic Jurassic Park music playing. James Cromwell as Benjamin. What do we have to say on him?
Benjamin Lockwood
Right.
is he the young guy or the old guy, Benjamin?
Well, he's the old guy.
He's
Yeah,
the old guy, yeah.
yeah.
I really liked him in this movie. Although like people would nitpick, like Nostalgia Critic, that he was never established in the first movie, even though they were like best friends and everything. I do
Yeah.
like how this movie it makes sense that he wasn't mentioned in the first movie, because when that movie takes place, the two friends had broken apart because of a certain thing that Benjamin had done, which we learn much later in the movie. And yeah, it's pretty messed up what he did because of something that happened to his daughter.
Yeah, so yeah, so basically, yeah, John Hammond did know about this.
Yeah, and I think he chose not to mention it because he didn't want to obviously think about it while showing Alan stuff around Jurassic Park. So
Yeah, that is a good point there. I think that was clever writing, don't you think?
I think it was pretty clever writing.
Yeah, and a good way to explain how and why and so on. And also, like, her too, like, I almost forgot about her, but I think she was like the maid or servant. I can't remember, but Iris. Do you remember?
Iris, yeah, the old lady.
Yeah. What do we have to say about her?
She is a very supportive and encouraging character. When I first saw her in the movie, she just felt like an ordinary nanny character. That's like the typical maid who's just here to clean the place and look after the little kid.
Mm-hmm.
But later we learn, and I guess I'll say it now, spoiler alert,
Yeah,
folks.
it doesn't matter. We can go ahead and talk, about this.
Yeah, she is actually the mother of Benjamin's daughter because the thing Benjamin had done that drove him and Hammond apart were he had made a clone of his daughter after she had died in a car accident, and the clone is the little girl we see in the movie known as Maisie.
That is right, played by like new actress, like upcoming actress, who's so far, Isabella Sermon. I think that's how you say the last name. Yeah, she was pretty good in this.
She was, and like the first Jurassic Park, they did their homework, writing a kid, but they're not stupid, and she's lived in this house forever and knows the ins and outs. And as Little Blue and I discussed, she reminds me very much of Webby from the DuckTales series, just being super snappy and quirky and knowing her way around every situation.
Yeah, that's true. And so yeah, Maisie, and then there's yeah, and also like okay, first off, like oh yeah, even Doctor Wood, yeah, does appear in this, of course, because he's a big part of the Jurassic World films. Some of the bad guys in this, like they were really evil in this.
Yeah, Mr. Lockwood, like not the old guy, but the young guy. I can't remember his name.
Eli Mills, like I
Oh,
think.
it was Mills. Yeah, Eli Mills, not Lockwood.
Right.
And what he does is basically he calls in Claire to come and see him at the mansion and tells him about this plan Benjamin has to grab all the dinosaurs from Isla Nublar and put them on a new island with no gates, no security,
Yeah.
just as Mother Nature intended. But however, Mills has different plans to bring the dinosaurs to an underground facility in the estate and sell them off to the world for profit.
Exactly, yeah. And then there's also the other like bad guys in this, like Ted Levine and Toby Jones. What do we have to say about those two?
Toby Jones, although he's a brief part of the movie, is
Yeah.
still a pretty... Because he's the guy that he just announces the dinosaurs and their profits, but he does play a decent role in being the villain alongside Mills in the climax.
Yeah, exactly. And remember Ted Levine's character was Ken Wheatley.
Ah, yes, Wheatley, the hunter who goes to the park with Chris
Oh,
and
yeah, Owen.
with Claire and Owen's character,
Yeah.
who also turns out to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
Who's only in the game for money. I'm pretty sure most viewers can see where his story is going by the end of this.
Yep. And yeah, because even it's up to that point when well, there's this new like dinosaur main antagonist. Do you remember that one and what the name was?
Yeah, the Indo Raptor, the smartest thing on the planet.
Yeah, that's right. So there's that, and also the island, basically the island that started it all, and with the first Jurassic Park film, it is being destroyed by the volcano.
Yeah, it is. There is a volcano erupting at the beginning of the film, and there's such a hizzy whether... I mean, even this is why Jeff Goldblum is important in the movie, because he states that the dinosaurs should be left alone to die.
Yeah.
Because, if they don't leave the dinosaurs to die, what's it going to lead to? The whole idea of bringing dinosaurs back was a bad idea in the first place in his eyes, and being a witness of the Jurassic Park disaster in the first film, I can kind of see why he wants all the dinosaurs gone.
Yeah. And also like a heart-wrenching scene, basically. Oh, and we forgot to mention about this in Jurassic World. Like just emotional stuff with the Brachiosaurus, like when, the Indominus Rex kills the Brachiosaurus for sport, and one of them is like, even like Owen and Claire, they go up to one of them and like is slowly dying. Like, remember that part?
Yeah, where it zooms out and all the Brachiosauruses are dead and
Yeah.
Ella's just going for sport. And it gets even worse in this movie because I think it's the only dinosaur specimen left behind as well, which is really sad
As
because
like
the last thing it does before it drowns in the flames is the first thing we ever saw it do, which was stand up on 2 feet.
exactly. Like heart-wrenching right there. And also even like say of course the T-Rex is back too, and also yeah, because there's that auction sequence that happens, and even when say Benjamin finds out what Eli's doing, and I just love it that when Benjamin just shouts at him, damn you, and because yeah, because he was gonna set Eli straight, but God, Eli Mills just being so evil, he kills Benjamin by putting a pillow to his face, and even like say that one shot where something that's made of glass like breaks, that whole that scene right there.
Yeah, he also had like a staff with another mosquito with
Yeah,
DNA and a sapling in, and it falls over and smashes on the ground. We don't even see him die, but the implication that he
exactly.
hits the pillow and then it smashes on the ground, yeah, we know what's happened.
Exactly. And well, even say, of course, and as we mentioned earlier, because spoiler alert, but it doesn't matter. Of course, Eli does reveal to Clara and Owen, and of course, Maisie that Benjamin never had a granddaughter. So of course, it's all revealed, of course, and of course, everybody, like the bad guys, like from oh yeah, because Ken Wheatley, he's seen that dinosaur for the first time. What's the name of it again?
The Indoraptor.
The Indoraptor. He sees the Indoraptor and he's trying to like pull a tooth off of it, but of course it's pretending to be asleep or something, and it knows what it's doing, and it basically bites his hand.
Yeah, it literally rips his hand off, and I do love the notion of the foreshadowing with Wheatley. Not only was he a money-hungry hunter, but also briefly in the movie, like just when they're escaping the island, you can see him actually using pliers to cut teeth out of dinosaurs' mouths and add it to some sort of dino teeth collection he has.
Exactly.
And when he wants to get a specimen of the Indoraptor, he makes, for some reason, the strange decision to walk into the cage of the Indoraptor with the door wide open. And what's clever about what the Indoraptor does in this scene, we learned that it needs to be shot 3 times with a tranquilizer in order for it to be knocked out.
Uh-huh.
But what it does is really clever. When it's shot twice, because it's the most intelligent creature, it fakes being knocked out.
Oh,
this is really, really clever and great engineering from the scientists.
Yeah, I kind of almost forgot about that. But yeah, that is pretty amazing right there, what it can do. And also, not only after what happens to Ken, well, Toby Joe, his character's named Gunner, and a couple of other people, like, they're in the elevator, and, well, of course, the woman couldn't shut her mouth. She screams, and it gets the Raptor, like, hyped and so on, and I just like it. Well, the elevator door does close at one point, but then it opens again, and then it's there, and we don't see it happening, but it fades to black. It just cuts to black, and you hear Toby Jones screaming. That was pretty good right there.
That was great, and also kind of dark as well with the music in the background, which is great. This movie has a fair share of dark scenes, and it really does call back to the original Jurassic Park movies. Notably, 1, 2, and 3 had a lot of dark scenes like this, so yeah, I'm glad they're going back to their roots like this.
Yeah, even when, say, the Indoraptor, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Indoraptor, even at one point, is chasing Maisie, and, like, she's all, like, trying to, like, tucked in a bed and such, and, like, just about to get it when, of course, like, the others, they do save her, and, well, the demise of the Indoraptor, like, I think, yeah, Blue does, like, kills the Indoraptor.
Yeah, Blue rescues the Indoraptor, and Blue goes through quite the trial in this movie, because we do learn that Owen had the most parental connection to Blue. Because when training them and Owen showed signs of weakness, Blue didn't attempt to attack Owen. She actually went up to him and, kind of, I guess, purred on his hand and made sure he was okay, and kind of, like, gargled with joy when it saw it. He was okay. It was a really cute scene. And to
And
see it step in and save Owen and his friends and stop the Indoraptor was a really great moment of heroism for Blue.
exactly, it really shows because of of the character Dinosaur of Blue and how good of a raptor he is.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think Blue is a she.
Yeah,
Is
Blue.
Blue a
Yeah.
she?
If I
Oh, yeah.
didn't accidentally say he, but but also Eli Mills's demise. What do we have to say on that?
It actually caught me off guard because as soon as and Maisie makes quite the sacrifice here,
Oh
which
yeah.
some people like Nostalgia Critic would complain is stupid, which I could see why he would think that, but then again, she's in the same boat as these dinosaurs.
Yes.
She basically hits a release button on all the doors and lets the dinosaurs run out to the open world, and all the characters were willing to let the dinosaurs die at last, but Maisie pressed the button and said, I had to because they were alive, like me. And she's just
Yes.
a clone, just like the dinosaurs, so...
That all makes sense right there.
Indeed. And though it may seem she doomed everyone, she is just a kid and she is a clone. She'd done it for the right reason. She was very confused at the time.
Exactly. Until of course it was revealed. And yeah, even again, Eli Mills's demise, like he gets eaten by the T-Rex. I think he was like kind of like torn apart by I guess the T-Rex or another dinosaur. I can't remember. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he was torn apart between he was grabbing, I think he was grabbing out of a car,
Yeah.
a Mosasaurus tooth, which we see is taken away from Isla Nublar's remains of Jurassic World at the beginning, and just as he's about to reach for it on the ground, the T-Rex does it takes it right into his jaw, and you can hear him screaming from the inside, and then another dinosaur comes along and rips his leg off, and the T-Rex
Yeah.
just shakes it away, and the other dinosaur runs, and we get the big roar once again from Rexy.
Yeah. And speaking of which, about the Mosasaurus, we haven't talked that much about the Mosasaurus in Fallen Kingdom. What do we have to say? Because about of the opening and with the Mosasaurus like being there as well, and what else the Mosasaurus does? Like anything to say?
Yes, mostly just about the opening scene as a whole, because it's my favorite scene in the movie. I will say that.
Yeah.
The intensity, you could tell there's tense building up from the silence of the waters below.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they get the tooth and send it up, the connection from the marine is lost when you can see the mouth clamping over the submarine. And then we just see in the background when this guy's trying to signal them, you can see the thunder strike and the lightning, and you briefly see the T-Rex in the background. And then it steps into shot, and the greatest opening in Jurassic Park movies or Jurassic World ensues, where the T-Rex just chases the guy down as a helicopter and nearly leaves him behind.
And then, yeah, he does survive from being eaten by the T-Rex, but, not for long. The Mosasaurus, pops up.
Jumps out and bites him and just barely misses the helicopter. And the reasoning for the Mosasaurus escaping is because the guy dropped the controls to the marine doors, and the T-Rex stepped on it when it was at 54% closed.
Yeah.
And now the Mosasaurus is able to roam free.
Exactly.
And it just goes out into the open ocean.
And the epilogue to the film, where all the dinosaurs are at, and we get, the last bit of dialogue from Ian Malcolm, and also, this was a really cool shot. Even the trailer gave this away. I mean, well, we didn't know when exactly this would happen, but of course it happened at the end. That was really cool, when a giant wave is happening and, surfers are surfing, the Mosasaurus is right there. Oh my god, that is so cool.
Yeah, and it takes down that one surfer. We don't even see him get eaten, but we see the Mosasaurus just begin to open its mouth, and we know where that guy's headed next.
Yep, and even, say... Owen and Clara, they are back together, and Maisie is with them now, and what was really cool is, you know what, this time, well, by the way, there, one quick shot of the T-Rex, roaring at the lion, and the lion's roaring back at the T-Rex.
Yeah, that was a really cool scene, and really clever, the king, the more modern king of the jungle lions, and then meeting the way billions and billions of years ago king of the jungle, just both roaring at each other. That was a really cool shot.
And that was a clever thing too, as you just described. The main, today's King of the Jungle and like the King of the Jungle from a million years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the last shot too, where like Blue is at some, I guess some canyon. I can't remember, but like Blue gets the last bit of like roar and such. You know, the roar that the Raptors have, and of course
Yeah, the Raptor call in front of a huge town, probably somewhere in I don't know, Hollywood or something, because it looks like a really big town.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Blue gets the last like roars, well, and that is the Raptor call right before the movie ends. And there was an end credit scene, if you remember this too, like if it was building up to anything, I don't know, where the pterodactyls, I guess they're in Las Vegas.
Yeah, the pterodactyls on like a red tower, like a neon red pillar in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And you can hear police sirens below them and everything.
Yeah. Was there
Which is really cool.
Was there a reasoning for that end credit scene? Like if it was building up to anything?
I couldn't really make anything out of it, if I'm honest. Like, oh, but the pterodactyls have reached Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay. Which I guess is implying that like the flying dinosaurs can go anywhere in the world, so it'll be even harder to contain them now.
Exactly. Yeah. And yeah. So Fallen Kingdom. Like, okay. Any last things we have to say on how we rate this?
Easily my favorite of the franchise, at least in the Jurassic World period. And just like the first movie, I'm going to pair it with that and give it a 10 out of 10, because the pacing was great, the plot twists were completely unexpected. I didn't see any of them coming. The dinosaurs weren't forced in this movie. The villains got their just dues, and it was very satisfying.
Yeah.
It was all just fantastic. The characters were written great. Was it Frank? And what was the other character? The guy in the glasses? I forgot his name.
Well, Franklin and Zia.
Franklin and Zia, yeah, the new characters. They were really funny. Maisie was a great child actress, and I can't wait to see her again.
Yeah.
In the second, or the third Jurassic World, should I say?
Third.
And yeah, it's just been a real fun ride to watch these Jurassic World movies, and I think it's this summer, the third one's coming out, it's all going to come to a close, so yeah. I'm excited to see how it all ends.
Yeah, it'll come to a close for now. And yeah, and as you're watching this, viewers, it is, you know, because this is out literally right before the next day, Jurassic World Dominion comes out. And there was one thing that I forgot to mention. I completely forgot about this. Do you remember that, just very quickly to talk about this, remember that one sequence where, like, Owen and Clara and Maisie, they are locked up and they're trying to get this one dinosaur to like break the walls?
Yeah, and it was a pretty funny scene as well. Like the dinosaur with like a huge looking round piece on his head.
Yeah.
What's great is that did even come into play later when the dinosaurs are being sold, and it ruined the entire ceremony, and it just kicked a bunch of the realtors around and they all fled.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Yeah, now I remember. Thanks. Okay, but how do we rate Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom?
I do rate it a 10 out of 10, just like the first film. It's got a lot of heart and charm attached to it.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I'll be just like you too. I'll give it a 10 out of 10 as well. And yeah, so that concludes our review of Fallen Kingdom and the Jurassic Park franchise. Like, the marathon of Jurassic Park has come to an end, and are there any things we have to say, like, okay, this is coming out, like, as you're watching this, viewers, this is out the day before Jurassic World Dominion officially comes out. Like, are there any things we have to say about Dominion, like, before it comes out?
Yeah, I want to say a huge thank you to Universal, all the actors who work on these movies, all the writers, even Steven Spielberg, who wrote the original Jurassic Park films. Just thank you to everyone who worked on the Park and World movies. This franchise has had its ups and downs, but ultimately I think it led to somewhere really nice, and it's a place of real good passion and interest with continuity, and there's no lore skipping. It always picks up on certain pieces of evidence, even from the books as well. It even pays tribute to the books, and I'm excited to see where the final film goes.
Mm-hmm. And any like what you hope will like happen, like say in Dominion, you know, anything like that?
I hope Henry Wu's plot of either continuing to be a villain and kicks the bucket in the third movie, or has a redemption arc. I hope Maisie is able to be happier in her home with Owen and Claire. I hope that also Zach and Gray possibly come back for the third movie and sort of they
Yeah.
just become good friends with Maisie. That would be really nice to
Yeah.
see.
And any of the other like kid characters that were in the past films, from Lexi and Tim, and also Eric, like possibly they can come back.
Yeah, Eric, Lexi, Tim. Just imagine all the kids just like coming along on the adventure, or at least having some sort of cameo together or something. That would be really nice.
Yep, and Julian Moore and anybody else, maybe, and William H. Macy, who knows? Like, if they are keeping it a bit top secret, we'll just have to wait and see. Even Chris Pratt said something about this, and like, I don't know, comparing it to the last two Avengers films, I don't know, but for me, like, I am looking forward to, yeah, I agree with you too. Like, thank you very much, Universal and Steven Spielberg, and to all the family members of the Jurassic Park franchise. And what I'm hoping for Dominion is I'm very anxious to see how the interaction first goes with Owen and Alan Grant, and especially how Alan will like react to like and interact, say, with Blue, because we all know, how Alan Grant just has a feud with raptors, and that's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, because I think he did mention one of the trailers. He was quite shocked and impressed that Owen was able to train raptors. Like, that's impressive.
Exactly, yeah. And just like even like some of those shots, like especially like one shot with both with Alan and Owen and Maisie, they're like trying to get a raptor to calm down, basically.
Yeah,
That
which
was
is really tense, that scene as well. Because I think that might have been Blue. I'm not sure, but
maybe,
I won't spoil anything for the trailers for those who haven't seen the trailers.
or it could have been Blue's child. I don't know. Who knows right now? But anyway, so we give it a 10 out of 10, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And, again, the Jurassic Park / World Marathon has come to an end. And look forward to me and Amazing Gamer reviewing Jurassic World Dominion. We hope you all enjoyed this marathon of reviewing all the Jurassic Park films and the two Jurassic... to put it this, the three Jurassic Park films and the two Jurassic World films. And Amazing Gamer, thank you very much for joining in for this marathon.
It's no problem, and it's been great to revisit all these movies and, again, walk away with a new opinion. And it's very funny how the original Jurassic Park movies actually finished at the third, and this World Series might finish at the third as well.
Exactly. So with all that being said, guys, we hope you all enjoyed. Once again, thank you, Amazing Gamer.
No problem.
Yep. We hope you enjoyed our review of Fallen Kingdom and this marathon of Jurassic Park / Jurassic World. We'll see you guys in the next video / review. And again, don't worry, me and Amazing Gamer, we will later review Jurassic World Dominion. Take care, and peace out.